Hello, dear students. Welcome to your English class. Today, let us read the lesson The Happy Prince Part 2.
Who are you? Asked the swallow. I am the happy prince. Then why are you crying? Asked the swallow. When I was alive, said the prince, I lived in a palace where there was no sadness. I played and danced with my friends in the garden. There was a high wall, and I did not know what lay on the other side. I was called the Happy Prince. Now I am dead, and they have put me up here. I can see all the unhappiness around me now.
Dear students, in our previous class, we read that Swallow was very much surprised when it saw the tears of the statue of Happy Prince. So now the swallow was very curious to know why the happy prince was crying. So he asked the statue the reason behind his tears, and the statue told Swallow his story. The statue said that he used to be very happy when he was alive because he never got a chance to see the misery and suffering of the poor people on the other side of the palace. He always played and danced with his friends. So, people used to call him Happy Prince as he was always seen happy. After the prince died, people made a golden statue of him and placed it in the middle of the city on a high pillar. So, after his death, Prince was not really happy because now he could see the misery and suffering of the people. So, this made him sad and he cried.
Far away, said the prince, I can see a woman. Her face is thin, hands rough and red. Her little boy is very ill. Will you take my red ruby to her? The swallow took the red ruby, put it on the table, and flew back to the prince. It's strange, the swallow said. It is very cold, but I feel quite warm. That is because you have done a good thing.
After his death, the statue of the happy prince could see the miserable condition of the poor people. Now he saw a poor woman whose son was very sick. She was very sad. The happy prince was sad and felt pity for them. So he asked the swallow to give his red ruby to the poor woman so that she could take care of her family. The swallow took the red ruby from the statue of Happy Prince and dropped it on the poor woman's table and flew back to the prince. The weather was very cold, but the swallow felt quite warm. The statue says that this is because the swallow did a good thing by helping the poor woman.
Across the city, I can see a writer who is very cold, weak, and hungry. Give him one of my eyes, said the prince. He can sell it and buy wood and food. The swallow took out the prince's eye, flew to the young man, and left the jewel on the floor.
The statue of Happy Prince helped a poor woman by giving her his red ruby. Now the statue sees a very young man who was a writer and was very cold, weak, and hungry. Now the statue wanted to help the young writer, so he asked the swallow to give off one of his precious eyes made of sapphire to the young man so that he could sell it and buy food. So the swallow took out the prince's eye, flew to the young man, and left the precious sapphire on the floor. Alright, students, let us stop here. We shall continue with the remaining part of the lesson in our next class. Thank you, children. Take care. Bye bye.